What is up, Guardians? Hackman is back with another Destiny video today. I thought I'd do something a little bit different. So to start off, I'm using a new mic, so let me know what you guys think of that. Is it better? Is it worse? Should I keep using this, or should I go back to what I was using before? Let me know in the comments below. So as I said, I thought I'd do something a little bit different today, and I was thinking of making kind of a informational and opinion-based video on Bungie's response to skill-based matchmaking. So I'm sure that you've seen or heard that the Destiny community has not been so happy lately with skill-based matchmaking, and they would rather go back to connection-based matchmaking. Big factor being lag, and there are various other reasons that we're going to talk about. So, in case you're unaware, skill-based matchmaking is where if you're matchmaking into a Crucible match, the game will match you up against other people with the same skill level as you. Whereas connection-based matchmaking is where the game will match you up against people maybe closer to you so that you can have a game with the best connection as possible, or in other words, less lag. So, the community has been very loud lately. I've seen many posts of people that are getting really angry about skill-based matchmaking, and like I said, a huge factor is lag, but then there are other people who say that they simply want to just sit back and not have to, play sweaty in every game. And I guess that makes sense because, if you have a really high KD and you perform really well in the Crucible, that means that you're going to be matching up against other players that are really good. So it would be hard to go into the Crucible and just kind of have fun because you would have to play at your best if you want to win every game. On the other hand, though, skill-based matchmaking is pretty good for the player that isn't as great in the Crucible, If you're not that great, you're going to still be going up against other players that aren't that great either. So that means that you can get better, and then you'll be going up against other players that kind of know what they're doing. But overall, people have been kind of furious, and there have been a lot of really loud posts, lots of videos I've seen, where people say that the Crucible kind of sucks just because of skill-based matchmaking. Just because good players don't want to keep playing sweaty every match, and the lag is becoming a very big factor in the Crucible. But Bungie actually did respond to all these posts and the hate towards skill-based matchmaking just in the last This Week at Bungie blog post on Thursday, and so I'll show you what they said. So Bungie actually came out and said that while skill-based matchmaking is still a major part of the process, matching up people with the same set of skills as you is not the first priority. So they actually said that first they identify a pool of available players with a good connection to you. So that already says that connection-based matchmaking is still a thing, and it's the first thing that they look for when they're matching you up against other opponents. Then, within that pool, they choose players that are closely matched to your personal skill rating. And if that doesn't work, then they expand the search again with more variance in skill. And if that doesn't work, then they expand the search again with more variance in connection quality. So you can already see just with that list that connection quality is the first priority. And Bungie actually said below, and I quote, "To summarize, connection quality is always the highest priority factor in Destiny matchmaking." So this is kind of crazy just because everybody in the community has said that, people didn't even think connection-based matchmaking existed. But here, Bungie is telling us that no, a good connection is the first priority. So I thought that was really interesting, and it just kind of shows that in the Destiny community, we don't know everything, And everybody assumed that just because they implemented skill-based matchmaking, that connection-based matchmaking wasn't a thing anymore. But we can clearly see that it still is a thing, and Bungie is stating that it is the first priority. So again, I think this is kind of crazy, just that I think we in the community just assumed too much, and everybody just blamed everything on skill-based matchmaking. But here, Bungie said that having a good connection has always been a priority. So that just shows, again, how little we know, and that we were so quick to assume things. So if Bungie's telling the truth here about how matchmaking works, then my question is, what's the problem? People say that, there's so much lag in the Crucible now. Well, if a good connection is the first priority, then what's going on? So I really understand that. I guess there will always be players that have just a crappy internet connection. And so maybe, lag isn't as much of a factor as merely the people that want to slow it down in the Crucible, and the really good players that say, I just want to relax with some friends. And Bungie actually responded to this and said that's why they introduced private matches. If you want to play in the Crucible, you're going to be playing against people your same skill level, and if you don't want to do that, that's what you have private matches for. Well, there you have it. I mean, I honestly think this kind of put an end to all the hateful, angry posts about why skill-based matchmaking is destroying the Crucible. And as of right now, it doesn't look like anything's going to change. So, I mean, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But I did think it was kind of interesting just that, the Bungie responded so quick to this. Like, super quick. Like the huge explosion of people saying how much they hate skill-based matchmaking only started like not that long ago. So in my opinion, this really shows just that Bungie hears us, and they hear what we like, what we don't like. They hear our cries when we say, this is really dumb, and they responded very quickly, and I think that that's pretty cool, and we can rely on them. When we don't like something and we start talking about it, they're going to hear us. So I hope this video was enjoyable for you. Maybe you've learned something from it. Like I said, this is just something different, and it might have been kind of boring. This was just my opinion, but I'll be doing more regular uploads tomorrow, and hopefully some more enjoyable gameplay and stuff like that. So like this video if you enjoyed it at all, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more daily Destiny uploads. This is Hackman, and I'll see you in the next video.